All right, let's see what we can find out about this hyperbola. First thing to notice is that the center is not at 0, 0. Y minus 2 squared, x plus 3 squared. So center, the x coordinate of the center comes from the x term. This is x minus negative 3. The y coordinate comes from the y term. That's y minus 2. So my center is at 3, negative 3, 2. And do make sure that you put the x coordinate comma the y coordinate and not the left hand one comma the right hand one. I speak from experience. So our center, negative 3, 2, is right there. Next, let's find some vertices. A is with the positive term, so a squared is 4, which means a is 2, which means my vertices are a distance of 2 away from the center. Which direction? Well, the y term is the positive term, so my hyperbola is going to open in the y direction, which is up and down, and that is up and down, both. So I'm going to go a distance of 2 away from my center, up and down to locate the vertices. There they are. And if you locate them by starting from the center and adding and subtracting 2 from the y coordinate, that's fine. If you plot them and look where they ended up, that is also fine. Either way, we found the vertices. They're at, looks like negative 3, 0 and negative 3, 4. 2 up and down from the center. Next we have b. B squared is 16, so b is 4, and those are going to be the 2 points on the conjugate axis. I'm going to go a distance of 4 to the left and the right of the center. The conjugate axis is perpendicular to the transverse axis. So those are my 2 important points on the conjugate axis. If I know A and B, I can find C. And if I can find C, I can locate the foci. Pythagorean relationship for hyperbola is c squared equals a squared plus b squared, which is 4 plus 16. I can tell by looking at the equation. And that gets me to C is the square root of 20. 20 is in between 16 and 25, so the square root of 20 is something in between 4 and 5. We don't really need to be more precise than that. The foci are on the conjugate axis. No, they're not. The foci are on the transverse axis along with the vertices. So from the center, I'm going to go up and down a distance of 2 root 5, a little bit more than 4, up and down. To write those foci, I'm pretty much going to say that the x coordinate is negative 3 for all of them because I went up and down and not left and right. And I went from the center up and down a distance of the square root of 20. And that works just fine for locating the foci. All right, we got all the important points. Let's find some asymptotes. The asymptotes, since we're opening up and down, are going to have slopes a over b. I'm going to have y minus the y coordinate of the center, so that's y minus 2. You can just lift it out of the equation, equals the slope is a over b. A over b is 2 over 4, sounds like a half to me, times, and again from the equation, x plus 3, in parentheses, are important. At this point, I think we've located all the important stuff. We just need to finish up the graph, so I'm going to draw my rectangle going through the vertices and through the conjugate axis points. I'm going to draw my asymptotes going through the center and through the corners of that rectangle. And here we go with the graph. The graph goes, the vertex is a point on the graph, and it's going to go through that and out along the asymptote. So we have a very wide hyperbola here. Here's my bottom half, and there it is.